Well, I remember you from a different occasion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are day 2 at Rose City Comic Con. We just came from Steve Coker's panel. Steve, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
I know we've been trying to do this for a while.
Yeah.
You're actually going to be filmed and have it on the YouTube channel.
I apologize to your viewers.
Oh, stop. We just came from your panel. You did some plugging of your projects. I think it went well.
Thank you.
How are you feeling about it?
Feeling good. It was nice to get the public to see it. I mean, it's cool to have people see the Varsity Cheerleader one. Dex has been floating around for a little while, so people have seen it. And actually, interestingly enough, I premiered that at an event at the Olympian where I met you, I think, for the first time actually face-to-face. Right. We did a fundraiser. We're doing another one this December for Outside In. And you brought Dex Dixon. That was the first public showing of it. First public showing of it. First time I knew people were going to laugh. Because I wasn't sure, you know. And this one, the Varsity one, I knew people were going to laugh because I'd heard them laughing already. But that was, the first time we had an actual audience response, and I felt good, especially in a room full of filmmakers, because you know how stinky we are about giving each other props. Yes, exactly. Especially in this town, right? Yeah, sometimes. So let's talk about your 2 projects. I would say your team, you know, you got Ollie and Martin, and the stuff you guys work on is eccentric a little, you know, you're meshing together a couple of genres. And accidentally that team too, because we actually didn't start out to shoot with Ollie the second time. I met Ollie on a film that I did, which at that time was being called Cabin in the Woods, which I kept telling her, you're going to need to change that. But Ollie was fresh in America at that point. It was a couple years ago, and he ended up just kind of liking the idea of Dex Dixon and came on board. So we didn't expect him to shoot this. We ended up having 2 days to put it together, and Tim Whitcomb was nice enough to arrange that with Ollie, so I was happy to work with him again. But as far as doing mashups, that also kind of fell together accidentally, because I don't know if you're familiar with Cracking the Code. Probably have seen. I've seen it. You know, it's a coming of age comedy. It's not, and I used to do that kind of thing. I come from the Kevin Smith school, and from the Swingers was the big inspiration for me starting as a filmmaker and as a writer. And Dex Dixon kind of came out of, we had in 2006 we did a short film for the 40-Hour Film Festival called On the Wrong Foot. We were lucky enough to get silent film, which is brilliant. Because then we have to worry about sound, yay, you know. Somebody said to me that, they go, well, you should do a zombie movie, and I was never interested in doing zombie movies, because for me a zombie movie there has to be a reason to do one, you know, that hasn't been done before. And so, but I thought to myself, if we do a black and white film noir horror silent movie with Buster Keaton style acting, really over the top, but then the gore would be completely real, I would do that zombie movie, which then started us talking about episodics and serials from back in the day, and then all of a sudden this notion came, let's do a detective story that mashes the old movie monsters and Dex Dixon. And of course I'm a punster, and I love alliteration and all those kind of fun ways of writing, so for me it was licensed to just be as silly as possible, and then play it as straight as possible. What I liked about what you guys do is you shoot you take your concepts first and you shoot those in order to, you know, get it to maybe producers or investors. That's something I've tried to do with my current feature I'm working on. I think we're going to have to, people are going to have to start doing that more in this market now. You know, I'd love to be able to when someone says, what's your movie, and hand them a clip and say, this is it. You know, and then let them know, I'm not going to star in it, I'm just extremely cheap to put in front of camera when it comes to the situation. I want to put every dollar I can on the screen to show them what we're going to do commitment-wise. You know, what kind of quality we can come up with for very little. And it's funny because nobody in Hollywood cares that I made that for $6,000. You know, they don't care about that. They want to see what's on the screen. And I used to think it was the thing, like, if I can do this for $4,000, imagine what I could do for $4 million. They don't think that way. You know, so they want to see if it works. They want to see if it works or not. And so that's what we strive every time to try and do the best quality we can possibly do for the lowest amount of money. So what do you think about this first Rose City Comic Con? I think it's gone over very well. This is actually my first Comic Con Me too. As well. I went and walked around Stumptown just to get an idea of what to expect, but this one is so much more vast, and we decided that we wanted to have as much sizzle as we possibly could at our tables, because we don't have a whole lot of steak. You know, we're at this point coming at it sideways and trying to develop things in tandem as far as like comic book pieces and all of this stuff. So this was a good indication. It told us that people want a book. They want to see a Dex Dixon comic, and they want to see Varsity Cheerleaders comics. So we've got to shift a little bit and make sure we have that stuff when we go to another one.
Right.
But overall, I think the con was well conceived and put together well. Did you guys talk to Ron at all, the guy?
We're going to talk to Ron later on.
Ron did a great job. He was super communicative with me and worked with me to make sure that we had the best possible experience that we could have.
And Steve's actually the one that gave me the idea to bring the show here.
Yeah, I was kind of teasing you a little bit because we had not, we have not.
I feel like this is a great opportunity
for us to actually sit down. Yeah.
So yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad I was able to follow up on that.
Yeah,
so
me too.
What's you said you had mentioned before Dex Dixon, possible involvement with someone in Austin?
Yeah, there's a company called Mockingbird Films in Austin, Texas, and they are they've put us on their slate. They call it in negotiations right now. They've got a huge hedge fund that's coming hopefully, and they put us on there because they really enjoyed what they saw as far as the concept piece.
Right.
And they were like, I totally get what you're doing, and if we can get this money, then we're going to give you X. And it's a nice amount. It's a perfect amount for an indie like ours because it is an expensive piece. The makeup alone, all of that stuff. Christina Cordum's done an amazing job with the werewolves and all of that. So hopefully that'll come through. Not holding my breath.
Right.
You know, always moving forward. So, you know, if you got money out there, come talk to me.
Do you have any websites where people can find more of your work?
We do. Facebook is probably the best place for the individual pieces because they have their own Facebook page. So you can Episodic Adventures of Dex Dixon Facebook page, Varsity Cheerleader Werewolves from Outer Space Facebook page. So I just uploaded some cool stills today from screen grabs from the trailer so people can see that. And then Screenworks Inc. is my personal company, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of me. And then I can, direct you to where other pieces we have.
Very cool. And if you get your funding for that, you'll film in Portland?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
In Kalama and Portland.
Yeah, Kalama. My brother and sister-in-law just moved to Kalama.
Oh,
and I'd never heard of it, and they got a nice house with a nice view.
It's a beautiful little town. If you blink, you miss it.
Yeah.
Its claim to fame is, other than the Twilight thing, is it has the world's largest totem pole carved out of a single piece of wood.
Oh,
there you go, a little Kalama trivia.
Yeah, Kalama trivia for you. Cool. Well, thank you for being such an inspiration to PDX filmmakers. Any advice for the community?
Like I've always said, writers write, filmmakers make films, and to me, no matter how dumb it is or how maybe low quality it might be, going out there and making movies is the best way to learn this business and to embrace and own everything that you do. Because it's always a new learning step, and also I think being open to collaboration and being open to critique, which is very difficult for many filmmakers in this town to do. But critique is the hugest way that we learn how to get better. It's hard in an ego-run business to let that go sometimes.
Yeah.
But when I was 18, I realized that there were other actors in the world that were good actors.
Right.
Before that, I thought I was the only one.
Right.
But once I opened my eyes and saw that other people were talented, it really opened my eyes up to collaboration. And that's the only way that my things are successful, is if these people didn't come and give their time and energy to me. It's very humbling that they do that. I would never be as successful at what I do, and it may not be monetarily successful, but I'm very proud of everything that I put out.
You guys are doing awesome.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
So what we'll do is we'll come by later and take a look at your table, and then throw this up on the Rose City Comic Con page and on your Facebook page as well.
Thank you very much.
Steve Coker, signing off. P-Town, rock on. Thanks. Bye.
And you remember me. You said I wasn't your kind.